Welcome back. In our last explainer, we got our creative spaces all set up. Now it's time to face the real challenge, the blank page. Today we're diving deep into Chapter 3 to learn an incredibly powerful method called Conceptual Scaffolding, and it's all about crafting that perfect first prompt.
Oh yeah, we've all been there, right? Staring at that blinking cursor in an empty text box. It can feel a little paralyzing. What do you even say first? Well, that first line you type, it's so much more than just a command. Think of it as the opening act that sets the entire tone for your collaboration with the AI.
So here's our game plan. We're going to start with that blinking cursor, talk about a super common trap called the point-blank pitfall, and then, of course, introduce the solution, conceptual scaffolding. We'll see it in action, have a laugh at a cautionary tale, and wrap up with how you can plant the right seed in your own projects.
You know, when we first start using AI, especially for something like coding, our instinct is to just be super direct, right? We list out the functional requirements and hit go. But this leads straight into what the author calls the point-blank pitfall, where our sterile commands get us results that are, well, technically correct, but pretty much useless. This slide just nails the problem perfectly. On the left, you've got this very simple, sterile order. And on the right, you get exactly what you asked for, which is the problem. It's a brittle piece of code with zero error handling, no room to grow. It's just anemic. It's kind of like asking a builder for a house, and they just hand you a drawing of a single empty room.
All right, so how do we fix this? The author's big breakthrough is this method called conceptual scaffolding. The idea is, instead of just telling the AI what to do in a total vacuum, we build a whole framework around it. We give it a role, some context, and a purpose. We stop being just prompters and become more like directors, setting the entire scene for the AI to perform in. Now, this looks a little like a math equation, but don't worry, think of it more like a recipe. It's a formula that combines 4 key ingredients: persona, narrative, essence, and style. Each one adds a crucial layer of context. Let's break down what each of these really means.
Okay, let's get into the components. First, you've got persona. This is where you tell the AI who to be. Are they a seasoned software engineer? A brilliant but cynical comedian? Next is the narrative. This is the backstory, the context, the all-important why behind what you're asking. Then there's essence. This is the soul of what you need. You're not just asking for code, you're asking for robust, scalable, and well-documented code. And finally, you have style. This is the vibe, the tone, the expressive quality you're going for.
So that's the theory. But the real question is, does this stuff actually work? Well, let's go back to that same settings manager idea, but this time, we're going to apply the conceptual scaffolding method. And trust me, the difference is absolutely staggering.
Just look at this prompt. It's a completely different universe from the first one. It gives the AI a clear persona, an experienced, meticulous engineer. It provides a narrative. We're building a new creative suite. It describes the essence of the output, well-commented code that handles errors gracefully. And it sets the style, thoughtful, like a core library component.
And the results? I mean, wow. As you can see right here in this table, the old code had none of this. But the new code, the one generated from that rich, scaffolded prompt, it's so much more thoughtful. It's got error handling, default values to stop it from crashing, it's designed to be expanded on later, and it even has helpful comments explaining its own logic. This is the power of context. It's the difference between a band-aid fix and a real solution that saves you from a debugging nightmare.
And this is really the key takeaway from this whole chapter. By giving it that rich, detailed context, the AI was able to go way beyond just a literal word-for-word interpretation. It didn't just follow instructions. It actually tapped into a deeper model of what an experienced engineer would do. It showed real craftsmanship.
But, and this is a big but, this method isn't magic. You have to choose the right persona. Because if you get it wrong, well, you can end up with something that's creative, maybe even hilarious, but completely useless. And the author learned this the hard way with the case of Professor Alistair Finch.
So, the author gave the AI the persona of a wildly eccentric astrophysicist and asked it to write some technical documentation, and this is what he got. I mean, it's brilliant, right? It's so funny. But imagine you're a new intern trying to figure out how the software works. It is utterly, comically unhelpful. The persona just completely took over and derailed the whole goal.
So the lesson here is pretty simple, but it's really profound. The persona, the narrative, all that creative stuff, it has to serve the soul of the project. It has to be aligned with your actual goal. It can't just be a fun exercise in creativity for its own sake.
Okay, so we've seen the problem, we've got the solution, and we've even seen the pitfalls.
Now, let's wrap this all up with some real, practical advice that you can use to start building your own conceptual scaffolds, like right now. Here are some quick tips. Always try to start your prompt with the phrase, "you are." It's so simple, but it just immediately locks in that persona. Use evocative language in your story to help the AI feel the context, not just process it. Get super specific about the qualities you want. That's the essence. And hey, don't be afraid to give your persona a name. And most importantly, remember that your first try isn't your last. Your scaffold is a living thing. If you don't get it right the first time, just tweak it and go again.
I want to leave you with this little piece of wisdom from the chapter because I think it's just perfect. Your first prompt really is like planting a seed. All that context, the persona, the narrative, that's the rich soil, the water, the sunlight. And the more care you put in right at the very beginning, the more impressive the tree that grows from it is going to be. So, that blinking cursor, it doesn't have to be so intimidating anymore. From now on, see it as an invitation. It's your chance to direct a performance. So the next time you're facing that blank page, just think, what stage do you want to set? What role are you trying to cast? What character are you going to ask your AI to play next?